audience. Question of the day: true or false? Acupuncture can be used for preventative purposes. The answer will be at the end of the episode. Enjoy. Hey y'all, I hope you're well. Welcome to another episode of Healthcare Boulevard. This is a podcast where we shine more light on healthcare, and our goal here is to provide more options to people looking to choose healthcare as a career path, regardless of their background. My name is Sena Kakpomo, and I am your host and creator here. I thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Remember, you can tune in on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back, Vardians. We are here with Philip today. By the way, it's Philip Jean. Is that like a whole thing?
That's my full name. Yeah,
That's
it's Philippe Jean.
okay. Philippe Jean. Okay, I like it. Very French. Do you have
Yes,
a French
yes,
background?
yes. My family is from Haiti.
Ah,
Yeah.
Haiti. Why you listen to me talk to you? I tell you I'm from Benin. You didn't tell me you were Haitian. Come on, bro.
Well, well, that's the thing. I actually kind of thought that maybe you're from Haiti because of the accent and your name kind of sounded like it could be from there. So that's why I asked. I was expecting you to say that, but
No, but we had that ancestral, commonality, Haitians and
absolutely.
Beninese. So,
Yeah,
it's always like meeting a distant cousin.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways, you already heard him, but let me say hello and tell us a little bit about yourself, Philippe Jean.
Well, I'm a New York State licensed acupuncturist. I've
Mm-hmm.
been an acupuncturist for almost 8 years now, and it's a career that I love. It does sometimes have its challenges, and I've seen a lot of different things, experienced a lot of different things in my career, and I wish I had done it sooner. But yeah, I love it. Um, I just love the philosophy of ancient Chinese medicine.
Mm,
Uh, it's something that I live by. This is why I called my business lifestyle acupuncture, because I believe that acupuncture could be a part of a healthy lifestyle in general.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
a lot of people just come in, they think that, oh, if they have a problem, some type of health issue, they only come in for that, but it actually helps to prevent a lot of problems. And
mm-hmm.
that is that is the fundamental basis behind ancient Chinese medicine, is to identify the potential issues that someone is going to have in the future,
Mm-hmm.
and to take care of it before it becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's do it. I'm gonna try to do a story style of like a chronological events, right? So you were born and raised in Haiti, is that correct, or is your
No, I was
parents?
born and raised in here in the United States.
Okay,
I did live in Haiti in my early childhood, and
okay,
then I went and lived in Canada, and then
okay.
I came back to the United States.
All right. Was it too cold out there, or you just like, nah,
I don't
I'm good?
even remember much of it, to be honest, but I don't like the cold. I used to like the cold, but now not as much. Not as much.
No, I'm just messing with you. So you're born in the US, now you live in the US.
Yeah.
You did all your school in the US. What did you do for your bachelor's degree?
Oh, my bachelor's degree is in sociology.
Okay. So at what point did you first hear about acupuncture?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, okay, probably the first time I heard about acupuncture, like a lot of people, is when I watched The Nutty Professor. There was an episode where, Nutty Professor's Eddie Murphy plays this really big fat guy,
Okay.
and he's trying to lose weight so that he could impress a girl that he's interested in.
Mm.
And then he decides to get acupuncture for weight loss, and they put all these needles on him, and the acupuncturist keeps asking him, "Are you still hungry?" And then he says yes, and then he keeps getting more and
Like,
more treatment. But I actually never got acupuncture until I went to acupuncture school.
mm, mm.
Yeah. My first
So,
passion was herbs. I had a
ah,
life-changing experience that really put me on track to this medicine.
okay.
Um, and I wanted to become an herbologist, to use herbs as medicine. And
Mm-hmm.
I found out that Chinese medicine has the most comprehensive system of herbal medicine. So
Mm.
then I enrolled to go to a school for that, and part of the program was to learn acupuncture, and that's when I
Mm.
was first exposed to it.
Mm. Okay. So when you were getting your bachelor's degree in sociology, had you already then decided to become an acupuncturist, or what, did that happen later?
That happened later.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what path were you going on, or were you envisioning yourself going on?
Well, I always wanted to be. I wanted to my life to be something where I feel like I make a change to society. I was one of these idealistic people.
What's
So
wrong with you?
I know, right? I know. The nerve of me.
I know.
So I decided I was going to become a professor. I learned so when I was studying sociology in college, I fell in love with the topic of trying to understand the groups of people in society, what makes them tick, and the suffering and the different issues that they have. So I was going
Mm-hmm.
to become a college professor. I was going to go get my PhD, but then I realized something with all of the professors that I was close to in college. All they really do is they talk about the problems and they expose the problems, but a lot of things just never get done. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to be one of those people who just does studies and writes books about problems and then nothing gets done about it. So I saw healing as a way where I could make a direct change in someone's life through helping them to be healthier mentally and
Mm-hmm.
physically, and that could create a chain reaction to other parts of their lives and to other people. And so I thought about when you in the medical field, that actually gives you a chance to make a difference in every person's life who comes to see a medical practitioner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why I did it.
So you went through your degree, you finished your degree in sociology. What was your next educational move thereafter?
Oh, after that, I just started working, and
Mm.
a lot of work that I did was in corporate America. Uh,
Wow,
I did a lot of
interesting.
yeah, I did a lot of corporate work, behind the cubicle, making money, and I was just miserable. I felt
Mm.
I felt like I was in a prison. I felt like the cubicle walls themselves were like prison walls. You know,
Wow.
people telling you, um, when to take a break. you know, you have to work a certain amount of time before you can even take vacation. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was an indentured servitude.
Yeah.
Um, so I decided just couldn't do this with my life, and I thought being an acupuncturist allows me more flexibility to meet new people, open
Mm-hmm.
up my own business, and create things along my terms
Mm-hmm.
and how I want to do it. And that's why I say I wish I had done it sooner, because
Yeah.
it's great. Like it brings me so much joy and fulfillment being an acupuncturist.
So, with your departure from corporate America
Yeah.
to acupuncturist, what was the transition like? What school did you have to go to? What were the requirements for you to get there?
The transition was pretty easy. It's just I always took care of myself,
Mm,
and I always seeked out alternative medicine on my own,
mm,
and I researched it. So it wasn't difficult. All I had to do was just find a school
mm-hmm.
that was affordable enough, and that had a good reputation and had the right curriculum that I was looking for, and I just enrolled in it.
Okay. So, how long was the program, and what was the structure of an acupuncturist program?
It was 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned a lot about in the very beginning we had to learn physiology, anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
um, we had to learn pharmacology, a lot of western based sciences first, and then came more of the eastern things.
Okay. All right. And when you are done, did you have to do a certification exam?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, yeah, we had to take three of them.
I believe.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
easy, but
I
we have to get through them.
You know what? If you had told me they were easy, I would probably have stopped the video right here.
Yeah.
And so how would you just this an arbitrary question? How would you describe an acupuncturist to somebody who have never heard about it?
Basically, what we do, we learn a system of meridians throughout the body. And then the idea is that there's blockages in what concept that we call chi, and that is like the main energy system that runs throughout the whole body, and it tends to get blocked, whether it's from emotional issues or physical trauma, disease. And so we identify where there is a blockage, and what we do is we put a sterile acupuncture needle in the parts of the body where we see where the blockage is, so that we could take away the blockage. And that's basically
Okay.
what.
So I have heard and seen a couple times that and you just mentioned it as well about using acupuncture as a preventative medicine.
Yeah.
How does that work? And what are you primarily what are some preventative measures you take primarily as an acupuncturist for a patient?
So in when we diagnose a client, the belief is that no one is 100% healthy,
Hmm.
because eventually we're none of us are immortal. If somebody is, please, like, I want to meet that person. But
I won't tell you. I will have to cut this out, but I am immortal. Yeah,
you are immortal. Oh, great. All right. I'm glad I'm meeting you. You gotta tell me
it's
your
it's the Beninese voodoo.
oh, all right. All right. Well, yeah, you don't have to get acupuncture, that's for sure. um, so when it comes to that, like, the belief is that everybody is born with a particular weakness from birth,
Mhm.
whether
Mhm.
it's something that we acquired in our ancestry from our parents, or even the environment at the time when we were born. All of us have an Achilles heel. So usually when we're young, you don't really see it. Most of us are healthy and vibrant. It doesn't start to play its role until maybe late 20s, 30s, and especially the 40s and so on. So with acupuncture is like we learn to identify what that Achilles heel is. And then from there, we are able to predict what can happen if the person has just the right conditions to activate that weakness, such as a
Mhm.
bad diet, stressful lifestyle, bad environment, emotional issues. It's kind of like cancer. Like, um, everybody supposedly has cancer cells within the body. All of us do, but our immune system is constantly fighting it away. But
Mhm.
there's triggers, there's DNA triggers that will activate that cancer, and then it shows up in someone's life. So
Mhm.
the idea behind that is to not create the conditions to activate the cancer. So in the same way, Chinese medicine is trying to not activate that particular weakness the person was born with. So
Mhm.
then we could prevent things from happening before the client even knows the problem is there.
Mhm. Mhm. And as it stands, you mentioned you have your own practice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you had your own practice?
It's been 5 years now.
5 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And what
Going on
demographic
six. Going on six.
going on 6?
Yeah.
And what demographic of patient do you serve primarily?
It's very mixed because I live in New York City,
Mhm.
in Queens, New York City. My practice was originally in Brooklyn, so I've served. It's such a mixed crowd of people, so
Mhm.
it's very mixed.
Mhm.
So I treat everybody.
Okay. And do you have a certain, let me say, primary diagnosis that your patients are usually coming in with, or is it just across the board, anyone and everyone who
Um,
needs acupuncture for anything?
I would say most people come to an acupuncturist, or they've come to me for pain.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's back pain, usually is neck pain. I would say vast majority of time is neck and shoulder pain,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because so many people, they sit in front of a computer all day long doing their work. And also they look down on their phones a lot. So that creates a lot of tension in the neck area. So a lot of people
Yeah.
come to me for that. And I would say the next thing is just the mental and emotional stress, which will also create issues in the body. But
Mm-hmm.
people who can't sleep, people who have chronic depression, um, so that would probably be the next thing that people come to see me for. But there's a lot of different other things that people come to see me for, but those are probably the main two things.
Okay. And what are some of your favorite part about being an acupuncturist?
Oh, it's the whole lifestyle behind it. Um, yeah, I just love when I have a client who asks me questions, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things that sets me apart from a lot of acupuncturists. I've become very good at explaining how acupuncture works and the systems behind it, and I just love. I love explaining it to people. It's like I can talk about it for hours.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's
I
my
feel
favorite
it.
part. That's my favorite
Uh-huh.
part because
Mm-hmm.
this medicine goes back like thousands of years. So it predates modern medicine. It's been around for the fact that it survived this long must
Mm-hmm.
mean that it must know what it's talking about, you know?
Right, right.
Um, so it's just there's so much um the way they looked at disease thousands of years ago, they looked at it in a very simplistic manner.
Mm-hmm.
And even the words and the language they use is very, very simplistic and natural. And the whole idea is converting the language that they used thousands of years ago to modern times. And I
Mm-hmm.
love and I love doing that and
Mm-hmm.
showing people the correlations between ancient Eastern medicine and modern Western medicine.
I love that. And
Yeah.
what are some challenges you faced?
Oh, the probably the main challenge is people's fear of needles. It's a lot of the main thing is just like a lot of people may not try acupuncture because
Mm-hmm.
they're afraid that the needles are gonna hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times is people with tattoos are the ones telling me that they're scared of needles, and I tell them like, well, you got all these tattoos. It's no, it's not gonna be any more painful.
Then
Um,
what you've gone through, yeah.
yeah, it's in fact it's much less painful. I would say
Right.
almost every human being in modern times has had a syringe in their bodies to get vaccinations and things like that when they were little,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? That
Yeah.
is that is probably 3 times more painful than an acupuncture needle.
Yeah.
And the needles that they get in the syringes are much more thick. They're
Ah.
and painful. And I think maybe that first experience creates a trauma in people. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it sticks with them, and then they have this fear of needles. If people started out with acupuncture,
Mm.
when they were little, then I bet you it would take away that fear because most of the needles are they don't really feel them that much.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, people from my side of the aisle practicing majority Western medicine have sort of ruined patients for you because we actually use like real needles for like injections or what have you, and
Yeah.
so they develop that fear. Then they get to you and they're like, "No, I don't. No, like one needle is bad enough. You're gonna put multiple needles on me, you know." um but yeah, no, it's really not. I've had acupuncture myself and I seldom feel the needle, to be honest. So
Cool.
it's no, it might be like nerve-wracking at first, but definitely once you go into it and you have a good acupuncturist, you don't really feel it. You come out barely remembering the needles. Yeah.
Everyone should leave an acupuncture session at least feeling much more relaxed than when they first came.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's funny because I haven't done it in a long while, but I used to go because I have back pain and neck pain, you know, the usual. And I used to go and get acupuncture, and that was it. Sometimes I would take a nap for that 30 minutes, and because they always insist that I relax, and
Yeah. Well,
relaxing for some of us, it's not the easiest thing. So that is one place where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take my phone away. I'm gonna just forget about everything and just
good.
relax. And it really feels, you really feel the difference
Yeah.
versus when you're actually like on your phone or whatever. It doesn't, you don't feel the effect as well, I feel
No,
like.
yeah. I tell people the more relaxed they are, the better the acupuncture works.
Yeah.
So I make sure I tell all my clients not to be on their phone. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I put very nice, relaxing Zen music in the
Yeah.
background. And
Yeah.
I just tell them, yeah, if they want to fall asleep, fall asleep. That's even better because I
Mhm.
know if they're asleep, that means they're not thinking too much. You don't
Yeah.
want to be thinking about your day and all the things that are stressing you out. You don't want to be thinking
Mhm.
about those things. You want to just relax your mind. And then when the mind is totally relaxed, then the acupuncture can work much more effectively. So,
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah. And it is gonna be a very good nap. I'll tell you, it'll be a very good nap. Now you seem like a very chill person. Whether a combination of your personality with your profession, but how is work-life balance and any stressors that comes with your position, professional position?
honestly, I don't, as an acupuncturist, I don't feel much stress at all. it's it's Your acupuncturist should never be stressed when they're giving you acupuncture.
Mm,
Um, because there's also like you know, there's a connection between a patient and their medical provider,
mm,
uh, and there's like an energy feedback between them. So in order for my patients to be relaxed and less stressed out, I have to make sure all my stressors that I have,
mhm,
I leave them outside, and once I
mhm,
come into my clinic, I'm totally relaxed. That's
mhm.
and I always make sure it's very natural for me to do that. Because I have different issues and stressors that just like everybody else. But
Right.
as soon as I put on the hat of an acupuncturist, it's almost like I forget about it. It just happens automatically for me. And that's another reason why I love being an acupuncturist, because it helps me to relieve my own stress.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, so I when I'm doing it, I don't really feel any stress. As far as challenges of being an acupuncturist, it's just always, getting more and more new clients. That's probably the only thing.
Right, right. Especially as a business owner.
Yeah, I'm still a business owner, so
Right.
that's always the main thing, is always getting new clientele. So that's
Mm-hmm.
probably the most stress that I ever get.
And what do you do to sort of keep your education up to date?
Oh, I take continuing education courses,
Mm-hmm.
because there's always like new techniques, and I like to be up to date with modern medicine and what's going on. And I read a lot of my own books that I've learned that I studied, because we I got there's a lot of acupuncture books out there, and the thing is, I look at this form of medicine as something where I'm constantly evolving. Um, so a lot of times acupuncturists we sometimes they'll get into a certain pattern,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine and all, but there's always new things that are always can always be rediscovered. And so that's why I still keep reading all of the books that I studied in school. I just keep going and reading and more, and I always find something new all the time, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times is that what they teach you in school is not exactly how it works in the real world. So with that, it's very important to take practical knowledge with the knowledge that I learned and try to fuse them in a way
Right.
that will work in modern times.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always finding something new, and that's what I love about it. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like it's so stimulating.
What do you do for fun?
Oh, I do quite a bit of things. I like to hike a lot. I like to ride my bike. I like sports. I play softball on a couple times a week. So I'm very, yeah, physically active, exercise, and draw. I like to draw and paint.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that's about it.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I like to hear it. Now, lastly, any word of advice for future acupuncturists?
Oh, definitely. Best word of advice is to, before they graduate, start start going to real professional acupuncturists,
Mm,
and ask them about how to run a business,
mm,
all the little details about running a business, because they don't teach you that in school. A lot of schools, they do not teach you the business aspect of it. And so what ends up happening, a lot of acupuncturists come out of school not just looking, either looking for a job, and then they try to start a business and then they make a lot of mistakes and they because they didn't learn, because that's what happened to me.
Right.
I made mistakes and I'm still kind of learning,
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
but I wish that I would have learned some of those skills in school, so that it probably would have saved me a year or two in terms of
Mhm.
getting my business really going. So I
Mhm.
would recommend acupuncturists. A lot of them go into school and they have a good heart. They want to learn this medicine and they want to help people, but they
Mhm.
also need to learn fundamental business skills for
Mhm.
our particular type of healthcare, and that's
Mhm.
so important. So that when they get out of school, they know what they can do, so that they can make a good living at the same time do what they're passionate about.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And before you open your own business, did you work with somebody else
Yeah.
before that? Okay, as
Yes,
an
I did.
acupuncturist?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much to for coming here and spending your morning with me. I know it's practically afternoon over here on the East Coast.
Yeah, 12:34 p.m.
Yeah, yeah, you guys are at lunchtime, whereas we're just starting our day over here. So again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you having you here, and it's always good to meet a nice Haitian.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, of course.
Thank you for
Have a
having me.
beautiful rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, and we're back. The answer is true. You can certainly use acupuncture or get acupuncture for preventative purposes. You don't have to be sick or have pain to go to the acupuncturist. If you've listened to the whole episode, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, I hope you enjoy. Stay safe and be blessed. Bye. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate you. Please subscribe, follow, like, comment, and share. And stay blessed.